Welcome, everybody, to the JJ and Pug Show. It is Cinco de Mayo, and we are recording from the Highland Community Podcast Studios. You already heard the woohoo from...
Zack. was that what you were trying to lead me into there?
That's exactly what I was trying to lead you into.
Totally didn't prepare me for that.
One of these times we'll have to do that with Zoom so you can at least get some facial cues.
Oh, that'd be great, yes.
We've also got Carl here.
Hey-o.
All right, and we have got...
The one and only
JJ. The other part of the JJ and Pug Show. I myself am Pug. So
That's right.
I think that people are probably pretty familiar with you and I by this point.
I would imagine.
Yeah. It would have been, I think, pretty shocking to people if we had the JJ and Pug Show and it was just me with these other two dudes.
Yeah, right. There would be some kind of explanation, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it's not going to happen, but it would be strange if it did.
Yeah.
All right, so what we've got going on tonight, everybody, is we are going to do a GOAT, greatest of all time, starting 5. We are going to be ranking and drafting our own individual teams for what we would consider the best starting 5. But the way we've kind of split it up is because it gets really, I would say, touchy when you try and draft from all time, all eras. So what we decided is we were going to split it up into 3 different categories. We are going to do first, I call the Jordan era, the 90s. The 90s. So you got basically from the 1989 to 90 season to the 1999 to 2000 season. So everything in between. Now, I didn't tell you guys you had to do this. I myself did it just because I felt like I wanted to really be true to just the 90s guys. And I ranked mine based on guys that played at least half the decade. So they had to have played 410 games in the decade. That would be 5 seasons, basically.
So you can't
5
pick
full
Kobe,
seasons.
who played
Who technically, he was technically drafted.
And won a championship.
He won a championship in the 90s, but he was technically there. But I'm like, hey, but Kobe was young Kobe, so I didn't. I'm not holding anybody else to that.
I didn't use Kobe.
Okay, well, I'm just saying I'm not holding anybody else to those standards.
Good to hear.
The other thing that I did was that I also ranked. Well, never mind. So what sorry, I'm not giving away all my strategies here. But what we did was we said Jordan era, which is the 90s. Then we were going to do a Kobe era draft, not tonight, but later. And that's going to be from basically 2000 to 2009, 2010. And then we were going to do the LeBron era, which was 2010 to current, right? And we'll do those at different times. But tonight, it is strictly 90s. We did not do Tom Roth. We didn't do the 80s. And the reason why we didn't do the 80s is because that would have been stuff we were just going off of a stat sheet. We didn't watch those guys play.
Yeah. Maybe we can have Tom show up and give us
a lecture.
His 5 picks and educate us a little bit on
Why
80s players.
So
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to him doing that.
That might be a fun one because,
Because my thing is I do feel like, again, the reason why I said half the decade is like I could technically put Magic Johnson in there, but I didn't watch Magic Johnson play.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I saw him play at the very end of his career. Same with Larry Bird. Technically I saw those guys play, but I didn't see those guys play.
Yeah.
So I left them off of my list.
I do have a question, though.
Yes.
Can you call it a GOAT draft if it's only 10 years? Or do you need to edit that? Because it's not necessarily the greatest of all time if it's the greatest of that decade.
Of the decade.
So what do we say? Should we say
Go.
the greatest of their time?
There you
The
go.
GOT draft?
Yeah. I like
Sure.
it. GOT draft?
The GOT draft. Well, basically saying, and then maybe what we should do this is after we've done that, we take the players that we've picked from each era, then we would do a greatest of all time from those pool of players that we've selected.
That would work.
Okay.
That'd be fun.
So
I got a random name generator already ready to go for an order. So I don't know.
okay,
what you're
good.
doing.
I had one pulled up, and if you've
Good.
already ready to go,
It's already ready to go.
I gotta say there was never a draft in which I wanted the number 1 overall pick more than this one because there has never been a
Because
clearer.
we all know who number 1's going to be off the board.
And we all know that whoever picks number 1 probably is going to win.
There's a pretty good chance.
Probably going to win this.
Yes.
And I'd love for that first person to come in and say, Jason Kidd,
yes.
number 1.
Boom.
Charles Barkley.
Yes.
Hey, that would be such a homer pick, and I would
I
not slander you for it.
I was very tempted.
All right, so we've just teased the fact that we're doing the draft order. I am also just kind of like biding time because I did a spreadsheet that's having a hard time loading here, so I'm really hoping it loads up. Yes. But if it doesn't load up, I got another way I'll find it. So, all right, Jason, give us the draft order and break all of our hearts.
So the way I'll do it is I have to hit a button. So Carl, give me a number between 1 and 10, and I'll push the button 10 times or whatever number you pick, and that'll be with the order.
Okay, 8.
So 1, 2.
Oh, come on.
Oh shoot!
All right, announce it. Dude.
You don't want to know. Zach gets the number 1 overall.
Again?
Oh, what up? Just crushing these
Zach's in a
things.
different state. You can lie, Jason. Okay.
Dude,
No.
Oh, I should hit it
That's
one more
two
time.
times in a row that he has
I'm
gotten.
Wait, he should have
crushing
picked
it.
7 or something.
Oh, my night's made.
Pug,
Okay.
myself, and then
Okay.
Carl.
Last. All right.
All right. You know what?
Two at the end.
I can take number 2.
If you just said 9, Zach would have been number 4. Okay, so
Hey, I'm loving
you
this.
said 9.
All right.
It's
Well,
not a good start to the draft for me.
yeah, Zach definitely won this one.
So
All right.
go ahead and take, Scottie
All right.
Pippen, get him
Oh.
off the board.
All right, hold on 1 second, everybody. I want to do one thing just to make sure that we're ready for this. So, everybody, I'm just going to hit pause real quick. We'll be right back in a second. All right, so back to recording. Everything seems to be working correctly. I hope that I didn't jinx it by screwing it up later. But it's good to know that we've got this all working right. So, with the number 1 pick
Oh, man.
the greatest of their time draft,
There you go.
Zach Corbett.
I think it's pretty obvious, right? We have the greatest of all time for me on this one,
Yeah.
which is going to be Michael Jordan.
Yes,
clearly.
everybody knew that was coming, and you are correct, sir. And it is
He
is
broke
the
my
greatest.
heart many times, boys. Made me cry many times in the 90s.
Yeah, well,
That
you know,
guy did.
not just you, man. He made us all cry because I tell you what. After he beat my Suns, I was rooting against him when he played the
course.
Jazz, but
Of course.
to no avail. It did not matter. All right, well, the greatest of all times off the draft. And by the way, what was the draft order again? I don't remember
So
what it
it's
was.
you, Zach, and then you, then me, then Carl.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So Carl, you're last, and we are going to do the snake style, just like we did last time.
Oh, that's big.
It is big because
big.
You
getting
got a
that
long time until you get a pick again.
Yeah, and I do like being in the middle for that reason. All right, so with my number 1 overall pick, I am going to be going with the great Shaqtus himself, Shaquille O'Neal, number 2 off the board. He is my center. So that is who I've taken. So far, we have got Shaq and Michael off the board. So one of the hard things about me picking Shaq is not that he's clearly the second best player in the draft.
A lot of centers, bro.
There's a lot of
There
centers.
is a lot of centers.
That's why I
Yep.
kind of felt like, dude, it's the 90s was definitely the era of the center. So I wanted
Yes.
like, should I strategize and try and find a different position that's harder to do? But it's like, no, it's Shaq. It's Shaq. I couldn't go away from Shaq. All right.
It's, you can't teach size.
No. And not only that, you can't teach a guy that uses his size. I feel like that's probably the more important part.
Yeah.
All right. So with the 3rd overall pick in the greatest of their time draft, Jason.
I think I, too, am going to go with a center, and I'm
Oh.
going to take the Admiral.
Oh,
Okay,
good
okay.
pick. Dude, that is very good pick, man. David
Nothing wrong with
Robinson.
that.
You're right, dude. The Admiral, he was so much more dominant than any of us really even recognized as
That's.
kids.
I wish I would have got to see him play more. I don't. There's just so much Shaq, so much of the Bulls.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree. All right, so the Admiral, that played for the hated Spurs. Although in the 90s, I didn't hate the Spurs. It wasn't until the 2000s that I freaking hated the
A
Spurs.
little bit later. That's what I mean. Like I didn't really think much about the Spurs until later on.
Yeah, it wasn't until they got Tim Duncan and the Twin Towers became a thing.
Yes.
But either way, David Robinson, in his time, dude, unbelievable. One of 4 players, I think, or now 5, to score 70 points or more. How about that?
Yikes.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
All right, number 4, the last pick in the first round of the greatest of their time draft in the 90s. Carl selects.
We're gonna go with Batman's Robin, Scottie Pippen.
Oh,
Oh, dang it.
Dang.
I think
I
we
wanted Scotty.
I almost took him the last round.
I think we all thought he might be a value pick in the next round. That was what I was
Yes.
thinking.
I couldn't risk it.
Yes.
Couldn't risk it.
Dude, oh, hey.
And I do have 2 in a row. So
Yeah, that was smart, man. Scottie Pippen, a guy who does not get near the recognition he deserves for being a true great in his era.
Absolutely.
really,
Just
really good.
like you said, he is the best Robin.
Yeah.
Because
perfect.
Michael Jordan obviously overshadowed everybody on that team, but Scottie Pippen was an amazing player.
Yeah, he was so smart as far as playing the game and knowing his
Knowing his role.
Like, perfect. Won a bunch of rings.
100%.
Did his thing, and Michael was gonna eclipse everybody. So might as well sit right next to him and enjoy
Exactly.
it.
I got to tell you this. After the end of this, I want to tell you guys where I actually did like a mathematical ranking of these players. And I'm going to tell you where these guys rank at the end of this. But anyway. All right. So Carl, he's got the first pick in the second round after having picked a great sleeper player, Scottie Pippen. The first pick in the second round. Carl.
All right. I'm going to go with one of my favorite two-way players, Gary Payton.
Ooh, the glove. Gary the glove, baby, the
Yep.
glove.
Ooh.
Dude, you.
Point guard.
Your defense is going to be killer, dude. That is a good defensive team. And that was 100% the reason why I didn't pick a point guard. I figured there's no way. Payton's sliding to me for sure.
No, I
am
that's
100%
a
good Payton.
pick.
Dude,
He was awesome everywhere, all over the court. And I love his name. That's who I tried to be when I was growing up.
you are that guy
Freaking
now.
long arms.
And just
nothing gets past him.
Yeah, dude, and just a pest on defense. Oh, dude, the glove. What a good pick, man. What a good pick. Okay. I'm not going to lie. That's a bummer. That totally changes my strategy here. I'm going to really shake things up a bit. But it's not my pick, so I guess I don't get to pick
right.
it. The second pick in the second round of the greatest of their time goes to Jason.
I think I'm going to go with a hometown legend, Charles Barkley.
Sir Charles.
Sir Charles.
Sir Charles, dude. The ground mound rebound. I think that's probably my favorite nickname of his. The round mound rebound. You know what's crazy about Chuck? I mean, when you see him next to Shaq and see the huge size difference.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you guys know Charles Barkley averaged more rebounds in his career than Shaq did.
Really?
That's
That's insane.
It is.
That's pretty crazy.
Because, I mean,
Just
Shaq,
adds to my pick.
Yeah, dude.
hey, man, bolstering your team.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's fine.
everybody in Arizona's got a
That's
huge
what I'm saying.
spot in
That's
their
a
heart.
home he picked
You
up
know what's
right
crazy
there.
is everybody talks about, like, first Charles got his number retired by the Phoenix Suns. You know how long he played for the Suns?
Not very long.
3.5 seasons.
That was 3. Yeah.
That's it.
That's
And
crazy.
that is the massive impact he had on the Valley, dude. Took us to the finals, won an MVP. Sir Charles is a great pick.
and he's one of my favorite announcers. As far as
so-
like
Oh,
our
he's the
TV
best.
guys,
So
like they're
good.
just so funny. The stuff he says and Shaq's reaction to the stuff he says.
Dude, the stuff he keeps saying, like the
No.
fact that all the San Antonio women are fat.
Why shouldn't women have watches? Because there's a clock on the stove.
He just says
so
it.
terrible.
Dude, Sir Charles is truly an American treasure.
I ran into him in Home Depot the other
For
day
real?
in Scottsdale. Yeah, I was. We were
What's he
walking.
doing at
He
Home
walked right
Depot?
by in
Well,
a
that's
sweet tracksuit.
random.
He had a sweet brown tracksuit rolled on in. He's like, "What's up?" Just saying hi to everybody. Yeah, super duper nice guy.
Dude, Sir Charles, man of the people.
Awesome, awesome dude.
All right, so with the third pick in the second round of the greatest of their time draft, I take arguably the greatest point guard of all time, John Stockton.
Oh, I knew Zach was gonna.
I
Zach's mad at
100%
you.
took that in front of Zach.
Good call.
You dick. That kills me.
There was no chance I was letting him slide. After he took Michael Jordan,
Come on.
Utah
You
is
know he
not
was
getting the
going for
greatest.
Stockton next for
Oh,
sure.
yeah. The greatest athlete in Utah sports history. I don't want to talk about the crazy dude he is now because he is a crazy guy now. But I'll tell you,
Dude.
he was a wizard on the court as a
And I
basketball
love
player.
how much he does not look like a basketball player.
No.
He
Just looks like a guy.
Actually, looks exactly like my grandpa, my dad's dad.
Really?
Like that. When I look at John Stockton, I see my grandpa. It's awesome. And
I'm just telling you guys, try and defend the pick and roll of John Stockton and Shaq. All right? That's what I've got going so far.
That's pretty good, dude.
That is pretty good.
Oh, I'm so upset about that. That has ruined my night.
All right, last pick of the second round, Zach.
Oh man, you threw me for a loop there, dude. I guess I'll go with the guy that was fed by John all his life.
knew
Let's go
it.
with Mailman.
You know what?
Oh, I
Karl
knew
Malone. Karl Malone. That is.
Malone.
that's
What-
very,
Is
very
he
good pick.
the third? Now he's third in all-time points.
Is he
Yeah, I
really?
think LeBron passed him because
Yeah.
LeBron and
So
yeah,
Kareem
Jordan.
and LeBron are the only two in front of him when it comes to all-time points.
I didn't know he was that high up.
Yeah, dude, he averaged like 27 points a game for his career, and he
Yeah,
played like
he's
20
crazy.
years.
Actually, I did see that when I was doing this research. During the 90s, he
Yeah.
averaged the highest points per game.
Yeah, dude, so that's a solid pick. That's a good one. I mean, I'm not so sure how much Michael Jordan's gonna love playing with Karl Malone,
Oh,
but
yeah, I want Stockton, but dude, at some point, I mean, I don't know.
yeah, dude, at some point you just have to go for quality, and Karl Malone is a quality player. Again, a dude. Let's not talk about how weird they are now.
What is
Yeah.
that?
It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
Hey, Utah drives people crazy. Y'all go crazy after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, it takes that's the one thing about Karl Malone and John Stockton is it takes a special player to be able to play in Utah, and those guys were definitely
Absolutely.
the right guys for that market. And they took them to the finals 2 years in a row. Just lost to the GOAT. There's no shame in that.
No shame.
All right, so second round done, everybody. So far We've got Michael Jordan and Karl Malone teamed up with Zack. We got Shaq. I don't even need to say his last name. We all know. And John Stockton teaming up on me for my team. Jason has got himself the Admiral, David Robinson, and Charles Barkley. That is a formidable front court.
That is a force underneath.
Dude, that's...
Wow.
Yeah,
Stack in the box, buddy. Dude.
Could you imagine straight-laced David Robinson hanging out with Charles Barkley? That's a solid team, though.
Exciting locker room.
And easily the best defense so far. It's Gary Payton and Scottie Pippen,
Locking
man
it
and
down.
Carl's team. So this,
dangerous.
guys, this is fun. I am loving just the thought of these teams together. All right, so Zach, since you got back-to-back picks, you got to start us off in the third round with the first.
Yeah, I've got to. I think I've got to get a post presence, a big time post defensive presence. We're gonna go with the Dream, Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem the Dream, dude. Good
Like it.
job, man. That's a solid pick right there. That's one of those where we said there's a lot of centers back in the day, but Hakeem was one of those guys, dude. He's just an amazing player.
Absolutely.
He played his whole career. No, it actually didn't. Do you guys know
Knicks?
where he ended his career?
No.
Ended it with the Raptors.
Oh,
Weird, right?
I hate that.
Yeah, that's a terrible place to end it. Well, yeah. But all that time, he won 2 titles with the Rockets back in the 90s. Stopped our Suns from winning those 2 titles.
Yuck.
That one window in which Michael Jordan wasn't playing. And everybody was like, it's our
Hakeem
chance.
led it, baby.
And Hakeem's blocking.
All right, dude. Solid one. Okay, so that's off the board. I guess I'm up. And to be honest, I haven't done as much thinking about this as I probably should have, being where I'm at right now. But, you know, with the, the second pick in the third round, I take... This may shock y'all, but Grant Hill.
Oh, that's actually.
If he's
that's a good
healthy,
pull.
yeah.
Healthy
He's not
Grant
bad.
Hill.
Exactly. This is healthy Grant Hill before he went to Orlando and lost everything.
Fall apart.
Dude, healthy Grant Hill in the 90s was something to behold.
He was fun.
Yeah, dude. So I'm feeling strong. I got myself a good all-around 3. He's my small forward, my number 3. So far I've got my 5, my 1, and my 3. So I still need to get my power forward and my shooting guard. So anyway, I'm feeling pretty good about getting myself some Grant Hill back when he was with the Pistons before he went to...
just to clarify, with power forward and strong forward, or shooting forward, or
Small forward.
small forward. Okay,
Yeah.
so they're not interchangeable; they are separate.
Yeah, we are separating.
Okay, and that's what I did. I just want to make sure that you're not saying forward and it can be either or.
No, I think we want to stick with guys that were definitely 3s and not because it would be harder to do in today's NBA because today's NBA everybody's a tweener, right. But back in this day, like these were clear, defined roles. So I think we're pretty good with that.
Okay,
all right. So with the third pick in the third round, Jason.
I'm gonna go with I need a point guard and KJ, buddy.
KJ!
Kevin Johnson, let's go, dude. Let's go,
Dude, Kevin. When I was doing my research on players, I was shocked at where Kevin Johnson ranks of point guards in the 90s. He's like number 2 only to John Stockton. Like
It's crazy, huh?
Kevin Johnson, much beloved here in Phoenix, much beloved, and also in Sacramento where he became the mayor
he's the
for a
mayor.
long time.
Yeah, right.
So to see where he ranks on like the decade era, John Stockton doesn't get near the flowers he deserves. And I'm going to ask that of our guy up in Utah. What do you think about the KJ pick?
No, I like it. I wanted him. I wanted him as my point guard, but now I'm Googling stuff. So.
That's solid. Well, it's good to hear that he's at least loved elsewhere, not just here. Because I tell you what, dude, he's a freaking legend. KJ, baby. Love that pick. All right, Carl, with the 4th pick in the 3rd round.
So I'm going to go with Reggie Miller.
Reggie
Ooh,
Miller.
that's not bad.
Dude, you know that Reggie Miller's going to be giving himself the choke sign to everybody. As Scottie Pippen and Gary Payton are locking down the defense, they just got to find him open on the edges.
Just find him on a corner.
You know, I found it interesting that he was only a 4-time All-Star.
Yeah.
I thought it would be more based on who he is, right?
Mhm.
Like, him. But it's like, only 4 times.
That
Yeah,
is crazy,
pretty
actually.
impressive. I feel like he's gotten more popular as he's broadcasting all that stuff. He's doing even better. So
I think that's probably
But
true.
he was a lot of fun to watch, and he's always picking fights and trying to get in trouble.
The one thing we have to also recognize when it comes to 4-time All-Stars, he's also going up against Michael. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
anybody
I
going up
get
against
it. Yeah.
awards for you're just. It's like I remember thinking this was back when the day when the Diamondbacks had Paul Goldschmidt at first base. Anytime that they drafted a first baseman, it's like, sorry, bro. Like, you're not going anywhere. You're covered. It's the same thing if you're going up against awards against Michael.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. You're stuck. All right. So that concludes the third round. To start the fourth round with the first pick in the fourth round, Carl.
All right, so I think I'm going to try and grab a power forward that is a pretty big guy that I'd like, Tim Duncan.
Oh, you took Tim Duncan.
Yeah, I'm going to take Duncan.
See, I would have he would have been on my list, but because he came in late, I didn't put him on my list for my 5 years. But
He was right at the end there.
Timmy is, I mean, in my opinion, he's the greatest power forward of all time. So, I mean,
Whoa, bro. Come on. The mailman?
I think he's better than the mailman.
Oh.
I mean, the
Fighting words.
mailman got him on points, but if you look back at Timmy's career, towards the end, he wasn't scoring. He was just playing great defense and rebounding. Like, that's just what he was doing. So,
Doing awesome.
hey, you know what? I can't even. The only thing I have to say against it is he came in 97.
Yeah,
I think it was the
towards
first
the
pick in
end
the
there.
97. Yeah. So that's the only thing is I'm like, he wasn't long enough, but you're right, dude. And he won a championship like Kobe did.
Yeah.
So, all right. Tim Duncan off the board. I don't know whose board he was on. I'm not trying to make fun of that pick.
Hey,
All right.
Trying to make
So,
fun of that pick, but
he
I'm making
played
fun
in the
of that
90s, all right? You didn't lay the rules down early enough.
no, I said those were my rules only. I made sure nobody else had to live by those rules. Okay. So, with the second pick in the fourth round, Jason.
Oh shoot, my turn. Oh, I'm trying to figure out who I need.
It gets
now.
stressful when it's your turn,
Well,
doesn't it?
It is because I'm looking and I'm like, I know what I need, and I'm like
Multitasking over there.
Yeah, I'm trying to do like
Or
8
supposed to be
different things
multitasking.
here, and I'm like, okay, I need a shooting guard and I need a small forward, right?
Yeah.
So for my small forward, I was on the fence, but I think I'm going to go with Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So,
Was that later, too?
no, he came in 1 year
Tim
after Shaq.
Hardaway.
Yeah, Tim Hardaway.
Tim
But
Hardaway.
I,
That's what I'm
thought,
thinking.
I always thought Penny was a point guard.
He is by definition, in what everything I looked at, he's a small forward.
Okay,
so
okay.
that's
You know what?
why. If it is questionable, I have a second pick that I could totally go to. If you guys want, if he was more of a shooting point guard, I'm good with that.
So the only reason why I'm doing this is I'm just going to check just for.
Just check then, and then if it changes, I'll give you the other guy right now.
So what I always do is I check Mr. Anthony Hardaway. I check a Basketball Reference, which is where every stat on it, whether true or not, I list it as correct. And the positions they have for Anthony Hardaway are shooting guard, point guard, small forward. So clearly he fits all those
So
boxes.
he can fit all the boxes.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I got no problems with that. Anybody else have any issues with it?
No, he's good.
No, good with it.
All right, Penny Hardaway. And you know what? The pride of Memphis University. Although he's, I think, under investigation now for something.
Don't brag about that too much there.
But hey, man, you know what? As a college player who's amazing, and as an NBA player before the injury started piling up, dude, him and Shaq were fantastic duo. All right, so Penny Hardaway now. So I got the third pick in the fourth round, and I'm kind of scrambling like Jason was. For my power forward, I am going to take. Oh, I am having a hard time between these two. I'm going to regret this pick, possibly, but I'm taking Sean Kemp.
Oh.
See, I had him down as a power forward.
Yeah, power forward. That's what I needed.
Okay, you're using a power forward.
I haven't.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I'm not going to give anybody else a hint on who I wanted to take, but I think Sean Kemp, dude. I just got done watching clips.
Oh yeah,
highlights.
I think I sent it to
Yes,
you.
Oh, he's unreal.
The one game against the Bulls where he just dominated.
See, and the one I was watching was the Western Conference Finals with the Suns.
Oh, yeah,
and he was
destroyed
just
it.
obliterating the rim. Sean Kemp, that's my guy right
I
there.
like it.
All right, so
Him in the glove, dude.
that was a great duo. Dude, there's so many
Sonics.
good duos back in the 90s. Oh, man. All right, so with the last pick in the fourth round, Zach.
So I need a small forward, so I'm going to go with Clyde the Glide Drexler.
Clyde the Glide. All right, that's a solid pick. You know what? Because Michael Jordan freaking hated Clyde Drexler. So
Oh, yes.
you got some solid team chemistry going on right now with Clyde Drexler, Karl Malone, and Michael Jordan.
Love it.
Dude, but you tell you what, man, you're going to be scoring some points. There's
Right.
no doubt
Oh,
about
baby.
that. So I would have thought Clyde Drexler would have fit more of the shooting guard, but probably
where I
played.
had it.
Well,
I had him
he's
as
listed
shooting
as a
guard,
bunch
too,
of
but-
stuff, like a small forward. He's kind of like Penny Hardaway. He
That's
plays it
what I
all.
was gonna say.
I was just saying
Penny.
he probably played that, especially a lot. What I found with a lot of these players towards the end of their careers, outside of Michael Jordan's or point guards, these guys they shift all around, all over the place.
Wherever
So,
they could fit.
yeah, so they don't just stay in one position at the end. I mean, right now, who would have ever thought that you? Well, I'm going to go down a road that I don't want to because I might use this name later on in the next draft. I will say, according to Basketball Reference, he's listed only as a shooting guard. I don't know that we want to go down that road or care about it. Okay.
Same as Penny.
Well, Penny was 3 lists on that one.
Oh, same.
But
same
Clyde was
website?
just, yeah. Basketball Reference is why you sort of, it's my go-to with everything. All right, so that concludes the 4th round. Everybody, 5th round. Got to round out the teams right now. Okay, 5th round starts with Zack.
All right, I need a point guard. You guys really killed me with taking them in front of me, but let's go with Tim Hardaway.
Tim Hardaway. That's a good pick, man. Tim Hardaway's a solid pick. He fits. He's on most top lists when it comes to point guard statistics of the 90s. So
Well,
that's
I knew he was a big assist guy, and that's all I'm looking for. I got a lot of shooters. I need somebody
Feed
to pass
the
the
ball.
ball.
Yeah,
Feed him
you
the
need,
ball.
yeah, someone that doesn't need to shoot. Just move it. Just move that ball. Solid pick, Tim Hardaway. Anybody remember where he played the most? Like when you think of Tim Hardaway, where do you think of him playing?
I think of Warriors.
You think of the Warriors? I was going to say the Warriors, but like I also forgot. Like he played a lot on the Heat.
That's I was Florida.
Him
I
and
kept
Alonzo
thinking
Mourning.
the Magic, but I knew
Yeah.
that wasn't right.
Yeah, it was with the Heat. With him and Alonzo Mourning. Yeah. So, but yeah, I definitely think of the Warriors. Him and well, no, I can't say more names because they might come up.
Yeah.
Never mind. Well, yeah, Tim Hardaway. All right. So for me, on my last pick in the final round, I got to get myself a shooting guard. So I am going to.
Don't disappoint Arizona.
This has got to be the most homer pick in the world. I'm going with Dan Marley.
Yes.
Thunder
Oh, what
Dan.
a horrible pick! What a horrible pick!
I know,
Lost the
dude.
draft.
I gotta say this. When I was putting him on my list, he is nowhere near the top,
oh,
one of the
no.
top
Stats
shooting
and stuff
guards.
like that.
No.
He is not even close. But the thing about Dan Marley, I did my statistics research, and then I did a whole bunch of like article researches. Dan Marley was on the list of anything that was a top 30 or a top 50, and it wasn't because he was a prolific scorer. Zack.
Bro, this guy averaged 10 points a game. Did he even average double digits a game?
He didn't. He did double digits. He did get double digits. The thing that made Dan Marley so good was he was a great defensive player, and he was a super selfless player. Like he was a very good,
He's a great teammate.
He was a
Okay?
great glue
teammate.
guy, right? So just like with you picked Tim Hardaway. You need that guy that's the glue guy. I got my
All
glue
right,
guy.
all right.
And also, unabashedly homer pick.
He's definitely on my
Definitely.
list.
Absolutely.
Definitely a homer pick, but I love myself some Thunder Dan. So Dan Marley, you round out my starting 5, and I probably should have saved you for my 6th man, but I didn't.
That's who I had for my 6th man.
Okay. All right. So with the 3rd pick in the 5th round, Jason.
So I need a shooting guard,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go with John Starks.
John Starks.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
He wasn't anywhere on my list.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's okay, dude. I mean,
He's 58 now. Whatever. It's fine.
Hey, he's better than Dan Marley, bro. I'll give you that.
he at least had a bigger moment than Dan Marley anyway. Hit that shot to kill us all.
Yeah.
He had that one shot. John Starks. All right. Well, I got not much else to say about him.
Dude, it was hard because I started thinking. A lot of people I was looking at are more point guard.
Yeah.
and it's that fine. And I didn't want another Suns player. Like I was gonna go with.
probably would have won.
I was
the
gonna go with
draft.
another guy, and I'm not. But I know I probably would have won. But I'm like, I would have 3 Suns, and I'm like, I gotta mix it up a little bit.
Okay,
right?
fair enough. Like you say, he is famous for hitting the shot.
Yeah.
He hit the shot that
Yep.
won the championship.
That's
So
what I'm
you know,
saying.
and Dan Marley wasn't there to block it. Although that was all Danny Ainge's fault. If you hear everybody talk about it, it's all Danny
Danny.
Ainge.
It's all
So,
about the.
all right, Carl, to round out your starting 5 and the final of the starting 5 before we get into our bench players.
All right, I need a center. I'm gonna go with Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing. Ewing.
Ooh.
So I knew he was going to get picked. And in fact, I have something I want to read.
Oh, let's hear it.
Okay. I knew he was going to get picked. And I'm reading this. I feel almost bad. Okay. So the Ewing theory. You guys ever heard of Ewing theory?
No.
Okay.
I like it.
So this is something that Bill Simmons talks about all the time. And it's any time that a star player gets traded from their team, he always brings up Ewing theory. And this is the theory. Ewing theory, popularized by former ESPN columnist Bill Simmons, is simple. A star athlete that receives a large amount of media attention and fan interest, but crucially never leads his team to any meaningful success, leaves their team, and then the team exceeds expectations without that player.
Absolutely.
So I knew Patrick Ewing was going to get selected,
But
and I
didn't
had
wanna-
that. I had that ready to go.
No.
But there is no taking away from the fact that statistically dominant.
Yeah,
in
he's
his
an
time in
animal
New
down
York.
there.
Yeah, with the Knicks,
and he,
he
wasn't
was
even looking at these other names on here. He's not nearly the size of
No.
those guys, but
Yeah.
he's an animal down.
that
down
is.
low,
And
so.
you know what? Guess what? Was the dude in Space Jam?
Yeah, that's right.
That's all you need to
right.
know. That's
Hey,
all you need
top
to know.
5 in Space Jam.
I mean, shoot, we should just take the starting five from Space Jam. Sean Bradley would have gotten some
Bradley. Surprised he didn't get picked. Come on.
love. All right, so Patrick Ewing, that closes out the starting five. Now we go to our guy off the bench. And with the sixth round, Carl gets to start us off.
This can be any position.
This can be any
position, just who you think was left off the board that you want.
who needs to be listed. Okay, so first guy off the bench.
Okay, one of my favorite players of all time, probably Dennis Rodman.
Dang it!
Dang it.
Dang it!
Absolutely.
Oh, Dennis Rodman just coming in and wrecking people defensively.
Yeah, it's just
Absolutely.
talk about a pest.
Oh, the ultimate. You know what his nickname is?
What?
The Worm.
Oh, I do remember that.
The Worm. Because
So bad. That is so bad.
But it's because he finds his way wherever he needs to be in a defensive position or
gosh.
get a rebound. Do you know what his career average for rebounds is?
No.
Guys, Dennis Rodman is 6'7" at the most.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Maybe 200 pounds at his heaviest.
Yeah,
right
I was
when he
gonna
was
say, towards
playing.
the end of his career, because he
Yeah.
came in as skin and bones.
Yeah, dude was just nothing but sinew, right? His career average in rebounds, 16.4.
Dude, that's unreal.
Love it.
That's
Baller.
unreal.
Just a baller.
You know what his career points per game?
Probably like 2.
Almost 6.
You don't
That
need
is
to
exactly the kind of guys I want on my team.
Dude,
right there.
Yeah, you don't need points with that roster.
No, you're going to get the points.
I was gonna say nobody's gonna score against us.
I mean, yeah, dude, you're going to get the points, but Dennis Rodman was 100% my sleeper pick, dude. In fact, he was the guy that I was going to pick before I picked Sean Kemp. That was where I was going back and forth with my power
Oh, that would have been
forwards.
nice.
I was thinking Dennis Rodman, but hey, Dennis Rodman gets his love. All right, so Jason, first guy off the bench.
Oh, I hate this. It's so complicated because I'm sitting here trying to remember all these players and like trying to figure out who you want to use. And you're like, But I'm going to go with somebody who was a complete jerk and Michael Jordan hated him.
Okay.
And it's Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas, yes. And he also did nothing but, what did he do? Drive the Knicks organization into the ground?
Yeah.
So he's got some love in my heart for that. Isaiah Thomas, one of the bad boy Pistons teams.
Yes.
So first guy off the bench. All right. So anybody else got anything they want to say about Isaiah Thomas?
No, great
No.
player.
Works. It works.
All right. So my first guy off the bench. Dominique Wilkins, baby.
Yes.
That's a good pick.
I feel very good that Dominique Wilkins, first off, didn't get picked as a starter.
I know he was pretty high up on my small forwards.
Yeah, I did not expect him to slip. There was a couple of guys I had that I thought I wanted to get, and I'll give them some honorable mentions afterwards. But yeah, Dominique, baby. Dominique. Coming in, winning dunk contests, slamming on people's heads off the bench. Feeling strong. All right, final guy to round out the entire team. Zach.
All right, well, I feel like having the two biggest scorers of the 90s, I need to have a defensive guy. So I'm going to go with Dikembe Mutombo.
The
Wagging
finger
that
wag.
finger, yes.
Oh, dude, that's a solid move right there, man.
Dikembe and Olajuwon when I need them. Woo!
You have the cover.
Nasty.
The continent of Africa thanks you. Dude,
True, they
Dikembe,
do.
man. Famous now for the Geico commercials.
Yep.
No.
No,
Slam.
no.
No, with the finger wave, dude. Oh man, Dikembe.
Finger
What a great
wave's amazing.
personality. Oh, fantastic. All right, well that rounds it out, guys. How are we all feeling about our teams?
I love them.
Oh, feeling great.
All right, so let's get these teams. Jason, you got the teams ready
They're
to
all
go?
done, yep.
All right, man. So give us a round out.
So, team for Carl, you have Scottie Pippen as your strong forward. Power forward's Tim Duncan, which is kind of a late 90s. But it's fun.
Hey,
Your
Asterisk next to that one.
we'll put an asterisk next to it.
that's fine. Asterisk still.
Your
still
center
good.
is Patrick Ewing. Your shooting guard's Reggie Miller, and your point guard is the glove, Gary Payton, with
Dude,
your sixth man,
I gotta.
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman, dude. I tell you what, dude. You should flip Tim Duncan for Dennis Rodman. Have Timmy come off the bench because he's a young guy, and your defense is unfreaking believable,
It's true.
dude.
That's so true.
So we have Zach with the shooting guard, Michael Jordan.
The greatest of all time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Whatever. Point guard Tim Hardaway. Small forward is Karl Malone. Power forward or vice versa. These two both play both positions as Clyde Drexler. And you have Hakeem Olajuwon as your center and Dikembe Mutombo as your sixth man.
Love
Dude,
it.
Dikembe
Love it.
Olajuwon.
That's pretty good.
That's a solid. Those are some big dudes up front, man.
Big time.
There's a lot of blocks happening in those games.
Well, I got to battle Shaq. You got Shaq, so I got to battle Shaq.
Right. Pug has his shooting guard is Dan Marley. Thunder
Oh,
Dan.
gosh.
We'll take
Oh,
it.
gosh.
I know.
Point guard is John Stockton. You got your
Shut up, Utah. You laughed about that one, huh?
Love the Stockton.
Yeah, power forward Sean Kemp, small forward Grant Hill, and your center is Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal,
With
baby.
your sixth
Can't
man
beat Shaq.
being Dominique Wilkins.
Dominique. In fact, I almost feel like I should make a lineup change. Dan, you're coming off
Yeah,
the
I was
bench.
gonna say.
Meek, you're going to go ahead and start this game.
absolutely.
Not
Absolutely.
bad. Good call.
And then I have my center is David Robinson.
The Admiral,
Power forward is going to be Charles Barkley.
Sir Charles.
Shooting guard John Starks. And you've got small forward Penny Hardaway. Point guard Kevin Johnson. KJ for all the local people
Oh, yeah,
here.
KJ.
They all know. And the sixth man is going to be Isaiah Thomas.
Dude, I tell you what, man. I love these teams.
They turned out really well. This actually went
I
really
don't know
well.
how you pick them.
Dude, I tell you that I almost want to go like tomorrow and start a new 2K dynasty
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Like
have
Tim-
to play.
and line these teams up and just watch them wreck
Just
the
see
league.
what happens.
Dude,
That would be fun.
I like it.
it is cool because like I'm really thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I like my team, but I don't know that I like my team like significantly more than the other teams.
Yeah,
They're
they're
all
all
good.
good
Yeah.
teams.
I
we
mean-
all clearly did some research
Pretty
and looked into some
impressive,
stuff here.
impressive
Yeah.
players.
So I want to tell you guys a couple of honorable mentions. I feel like that we need to give these guys some mention that did not get picked. Number one, actually surprised that didn't get picked, was Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd, he's the only one left on my list that's not crossed.
Yeah.
out, So
Okay, he was the leading rebounder amongst point guards of the 90s.
See, I feel like I don't know why, but I don't remember him as he is a '90s guy, but
Yeah.
I don't think of him.
Yeah.
in
Well,
the '90s.
It's because I think he got drafted in 95.
I was gonna say he's right in the middle.
Yeah. He's
So-
late 90s with Mavericks, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. So he got drafted by the Mavericks, and when I did my 410 game minimum, he barely fit that qualifier. So he got 5 quote unquote full seasons in the
Yeah.
90s, and so he barely fit. And surprisingly enough, Charles Barkley barely fit that
Oh, really?
qualifier.
I didn't
And
know that.
I think it's probably because not so much of years played, but maybe injuries, and so he didn't
Yeah.
play as much. But yeah, Jason Kidd, I feel like he didn't get mentioned, but he probably should have. The other one was Chris Mullin.
Dude, he was the other
Yeah.
guy. That's who I was like. I almost used him as my sixth man, even, but I was like, no. I feel like Isaiah Thomas was such an influential, like just piston, right?
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
have to say something if you're talking about the '90s. You had Rodman, and you have to have Isaiah Thomas, but that's
Yeah.
just me.
So Jason Kidd was a guy that I wanted to take coming off the bench, but then I'm like, dude, Dominique, nobody picked him, and he's definitely there. So yeah, Chris Mullin, definitely a guy that probably needed to get some mention. And I was actually shocked you didn't take Larry Johnson.
Larry
Larry Johnson, yeah, dude. I totally.
Well, we were going for. I mean, he was solid, but like he was Space Jam guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like it was. I mean, I would take him on something that wasn't like this. Whether it was like
I just because we had
but
just talked
I
about
know,
him, and
believe me.
I totally thought he was going to get
Grandmama,
selected,
dude.
dude. So Larry Johnson.
Muggsy Bugs in there too. You know.
And speaking of Larry Johnson, who's the guy who's famous for fighting?
Who did he fight?
Alonzo Mourning.
Morning.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
he's
with
on
the
my
Heat.
list.
With the Heat.
Yeah, so I figured someone was going to select Alonzo because when we were right, there were a lot of centers.
There were a ton.
A lot of centers to pick from. And so, Zach, I don't know if you know this, but there was talk that Carl's dad was going to come and enjoy this draft list. Okay.
Yeah.
So because of that, I did 5 deep on all my selections. Like I went 5 deep on all my positions to make sure that I had the
I
option.
have 5 and
Did you
4
have
on
Larry
most
Bird
of
as a
them.
power forward?
No, I didn't have Larry Bird.
He played like 2 years.
But he didn't fit my
I know.
half-decade thing. So, and then does anybody even remember this guy, Mitch Richmond? I don't remember him. You remember him, Zach?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I have no recollection of all, but apparently, I mean, he played with Golden State in Sacramento and Washington. I have no recollection, but he's up there when it comes to, like, he scored 22.5 points a game in the 90s.
His average, huh?
Yeah, as a shooting guard. And I was like, and that was honestly who I probably should have picked over Dan Marley. But I love
There's
my
quite
Thunder
a few
Dan, dude.
that you probably could have.
I
But
know.
no, Dan Marley's awesome.
So like the reason why I felt justified in selecting him is just because when I went down other publications, they had him on their list. I'm like, okay, so it's not just me. I know that we love him here. Everybody, he's got all those local restaurants. He was coaching the Grand Canyon, blah blah blah. We all love him, but anyway. So what I did when I came up with my data, and I just want to tell you guys this because again, I fully nerded out on this. I went on to Basketball Reference in the stat head section and basically accumulated all the statistics each for like the major categories. I didn't go down the rabbit hole another one. So I did points per game, assists per game, rebounds per game, steals per game, blocks per game. And then I took the 3 main percentages: field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and free throw percentage. And I added all those numbers up.
Jeez.
I know. But you know what the great thing about spreadsheets? You don't got to
does
do
it
a
for
whole
you.
lot.
Do the math. You just got
does
to do a
it
little
for you.
research. You don't have to do the
You
math.
just got to put the numbers in and let it figure it out. So I put all those numbers together, and because it's 8 categories, I divided by 8. And that would give you a total number. So if you guys had to guess, who would you say that you think probably had the highest total number of all those numbers put together in
It's
the 90s?
probably somebody not
Scottie Pippen.
obvious.
Actually, it is someone very obvious.
Oh, so you want to say Jordan?
It's
but
Jordan.
Yeah, okay.
Is it
It's
really?
Jordan. And
But the way you asked the question, I was like, you were like gonna throw us a curveball.
It's got to be some no name.
See, but that's why that just furthers.
Oh,
he
yeah.
is the greatest of all time.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
And I don't think anybody here has any
Qualms about that?
yeah. No. Zach?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I mean, Carl's a LeBron lover, but he knows who the GOAT is.
See, and that's my thing is I too. I'm right there with Carl. I think LeBron's a fantastic player. He is solidly number 2.
He's a freak.
He's a freak. But he's not Michael.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And that's coming from, again, I've been a fan of LeBron's since he broke into the league. Zach can he can verify that. We've had many arguments about that.
Yeah.
So, but then, do you guys know who number 2 is on the list?
Shaq.
Shaq,
Yeah,
baby!
dang it.
My number 2 selection. And that's even with his free throw percentage totally dragging him down.
How you know what's funny is he was so terrible, right? But now all these 7-footers are pretty good free throw
pretty
shooters.
good.
Like, what
How did
happened?
he not
Like,
figure it
how
out?
was he so bad?
Have you heard Shaq talk about it?
No.
He said it was God's way of making him humble.
Just doesn't care.
And I was
It
like,
didn't work.
no, I was going to say, it didn't work. I know that, but it's like, no, dude, God had nothing to do with you going out there and shooting free throws. You just didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
he was terrible.
No, dude.
That's the only thing I've heard is he just wouldn't.
Yeah, well, put the work in.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
nah, I don't care. I don't need to.
And you know what? Not caring got him 27.5 points per game, 12.5 rebounds per game. So,
Could you imagine if he actually made some of his free throws?
No,
what that would
dude.
be? 30 points a game.
for real,
Easy.
if he could just, like, his free throw percentage was barely half. If he could just do 2/3, that's amazing. So I want to say, I got to give another little prop up to me right here.
Sounds like you got a lazy team, Eric.
Number 3 on my list.
Yeah.
Number 3 on that total aggregate list.
Yeah.
John Stockton.
Yes, let's go.
And to give you some props over here to Carl, number 4,
The
Scottie
glove.
Pippen.
Oh, Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen was number 4.
Remember
So,
Mookie Blaylock?
That's just crazy.
Mookie
that-
Blaylock.
Yeah,
You know,
he was on my list.
Mookie was on a lot of my lists, but I never remember watching him play. So I didn't feel like I could put him on.
Yeah.
Because all these other guys that I selected, I remember watching those guys play.
It's funny is everybody we picked everybody on all the lists I have. They've been picked except for Mookie Blaylock was one of them because he's actually a 4-time All-Star. Like he played really well for the 90s. It was him and Latrell Sprewell.
Oh,
was another
yeah.
guy.
I saw that and I remember him, but I just
Did
not enough.
I hated Latrell Sprewell.
That's
he was not going to make my list.
Well, no,
I hated that guy.
I know, but he's one of the.
I saw him on all the lists while I was doing
He's
research.
on
He
all
kept
of
popping
them,
up.
yeah.
I'm like, I don't see it.
Yeah. What about you, Zach? You got any other honorable mentions?
Well, I got two things here. So first of all, where was Dan Marley on that list, Eric? of that.
Yeah,
site.
go ahead, Eric.
Not
Excel
last. He
spreadsheet.
was not last. So of the 25, he was 21.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
not bad.
The one person I was thinking of, just because I remember I loved watching him play, was old Glenn Rice. If you guys remember him,
Yeah.
the shooter.
I have him written down,
on
but
here.
I
Glenn
don't
Rice.
remember him a ton.
You remember him with Houston? I remember him with Houston a lot.
I remember with Houston, but even the Hornets, play with the Hornets.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he was just a shooter back in the day, and that was before the shooters were the thing. So
Yeah, no,
I
100%
love
true.
that.
In fact, so when I did my total list, all these guys, 3-point percentage, because back in the 90s, shooting threes wasn't a thing.
Yeah, it wasn't
There
fancy.
were only two guys that had a free throw percentage. The two guys tied for the highest 3-point percentage, and it was Glenn Rice and it was Reggie Miller at
Yeah.
40.5%.
Oh gosh.
Which doesn't even start now.
No,
in the
dude,
NBA.
it's so funny because we talk about them as sharpshooters now. And you're like, dude, get to the bench.
Yeah, right.
Stop hucking those up. But
We got 7-footers that shoot better 3-pointer percentage.
But
Seriously.
there were only 3 guys total on my list that even eclipsed 40%. The other guy was Chris Mullen at 40.1.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And he
so
didn't even make our list.
no.
You know who I'm surprised didn't make it? And I was looking. I couldn't find his name on anything, but he did get drafted in the 90s. The answer. Allen Iverson.
yeah,
Ooh.
Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just late 90s.
So he was drafted, it says, in 95. Or he
He
played
was
in
in the
Georgetown
96.
94, 95, so he's in the 96
He was in the
draft.
96 draft. The fabled 96 draft with Kobe, with Paul Pierce
Yeah.
and Steve Nash.
But he was, I remember watching him play, but I guess he kind of went into the 2000 era a little more.
Yeah,
Before he really
we
took
definitely
off.
remember him more for like 99, 2000,
Yeah.
2001.
Yeah.
I think 2001 was when he won the MVP.
When he went to
When he went to the
finals.
finals, yeah.
He'll
So
be on my
I,
list for the next goat.
I know for me, like, again, a lot of guys didn't make my list only because they didn't hit that. They played
Yeah.
at least 5 seasons in the 90s.
Yeah.
So, I didn't hold anybody else to that. Like, Tim Duncan, he's definitely a guy he played in the 90s. And, honestly, if he didn't play so long at Wake Forest, he probably would have
he
played
would've
the
been
5
drafted
years.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was back in the day when guys actually played 3 years in college.
Stayed in college. So.
Yeah. So, all right, any closing thoughts, anybody?
No, it's fun.
It was fun, real fun.
Dude, I can't wait to do the next era because that's really the era that I remember the best, the Kobe era.
Yeah.
When we do the 2000s, that's the one where like all these guys, I remember these guys. I watched these guys.
I feel like that's going to be
watching
hard. That was
All-Star
going to be harder,
game.
I feel like.
I totally agree. I think that one's going to be harder because that one there's going to be a lot of personal feelings.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, Marley.
I think the only real personal one that got here is when I took John Stockton from our Utah.
Oh, I could not believe you did that.
Nobody wanted Jeff Hornacek? Come on, Phoenix Suns fans are here.
And Utah
Best
fans.
nickname ever, bro.
Yeah.
Horny.
Horny. That's right.
100%. So if I'm being real honest, Jeff Hornacek should have made my list over Dan Marley.
Oh, for sure.
But
I just want to say
Jeff
that's like
Hornacek-
the 4th time you said that. And you're
You're
not.
really regretting the Dan Marley pick. Really regretting it.
But the thing,
Buyer's
I
remorse.
have no regrets over Dan Marley, and I'm only saying that because statistically he doesn't stand up.
Oh, he's horrible.
Statistically, he doesn't stand up. But if you actually watched him play, the guy did everything that he was not Dennis Rodman. Statistically, Dennis Rodman doesn't stand up either.
Yeah.
But we
That
all
makes sense.
know, we all know the impact Dennis Rodman had on the court, and that was the same thing for me with Dan Marley. Dan Marley, he had that impact that you didn't see it statistically in the box score, but as a guy who watched him play, we knew he did it. We knew he could do it. Okay, all right. Well, I guess if there are no further arguments for your team or any
No.
further things to say,
No, they look good.
It's mine speaks for itself. I don't really got to say anything. So
I'm feeling good about my pick and roll combo. Pick and roll. Good luck, guys.
Dude,
I mean-
Stockton to Shaq. Woo.
I know that's tough, dude. But
Karl Malone would not be the player at all he was if he didn't have John Stockton's
Agreed.
entire freaking career.
it's true.
Agreed.
Shaq did it without a point guard. That's all I'm saying, all right, guys? All right, guys. So thanks so much. I appreciate Carl and Zach doing this again with us.
Thank
We'll have
you.
to figure out a time when we can
Yeah,
do
good
the
time.
next one.
Yeah.
I leave town, so I'll be gone for a week, so we won't be able to do it next Sunday. We'll probably try and do it the week after. But all right, so we already kind of signed off, but we came back on. Zach's not with us anymore.
We forgot something.
But we teased this in the last one, so we're like, okay, well, we have to finish up with it. Carl, why do you order a black bean burger everywhere you go versus a regular hamburger.
And him and
ground beef.
Chalet didn't realize this. Like, I know it because we go out to eat
yeah.
enough where it's like we get a burger
happens.
and you're like, yeah, I'll get a burger. Can I get a peanut butter and jelly burger, but bacon burger? But can you do it with a black bean burger? I'm like, I'm about to come out of my chair.
No black bean bacon.
No, so it's pretty funny. Nothing too serious or whatever, but so during COVID, when kind of all lockdown stuff,
See, it ruined everything, dude.
my wife
Ruined
and I,
Carl's taste buds.
Seriously.
Kara and I, we like to do different diets and try different things and just check things out. And so, right when COVID hit, Kara's like, "Hey, you know what? I've been thinking about doing some vegan stuff. What do you think about that?" Sure, let's try it. So, I think she did it for 6 months, and I did it just a little bit longer. And it wasn't so much vegan as it was
Just regular
self-reliance.
Oh, okay.
Like what we could provide ourselves. So we have chickens, so slaughtered our chickens, having chicken, like eggs and stuff like that, whatever. We did a lot of tofu, which I still like tofu. Go to Chipotle and get their sofritas.
Okay.
But
See, I
it looks
can't
like
do
cat
that.
food. Just don't look
Dude,
at it.
it looks like
Just don't
cat
look at
vomit,
it.
bro. Like, I cannot. How do you eat it? That's all I think
Hey,
about when I see
wrap
that
it up
as a
in the
bowl.
burrito. Just wrap
Oh,
it up
dude.
in a burrito. In the
gotta be honest,
bowl, I can't do it.
It
but
makes me so sick to even look at. It looks exactly like cat throw up. I'm
yeah,
like,
every
nope.
time that's exactly like. Can I get the sofritas? I'm just not going to watch you put it in my burrito because it looks.
I can't.
Yeah.
I would like to taste it because I'm sure tofu
It's
takes on
actually
everything
spicy.
else, right?
It's very similar to hamburger because you have hamburger helper like you're
How
a
dare
bunch
you
of flavor in it.
Salt
How
hamburger helper, like comparing it to tofu.
When was the last
staple of the
time?
90s.
Yeah,
man. Everybody had
I grew up on
hamburger
hamburger helper. I'm pretty sure that's my left love handle, bro. Like,
When was the last time you had a hamburger with nothing?
Actually, I do that often.
No
What do you
bun,
mean?
no lettuce,
Just- oh,
no
pretty
you just
plain?
cook up burger.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things that my kids
Sucks.
love
Yeah.
is just ground beef in a skillet. And we just
With
put,
ketchup?
Nope. We
Your
just
kids don't
put,
eat ketchup.
we just put
What kind of kids are here?
corn and peas.
There you go.
Corn, peas, and ground beef.
That sounds actually really good.
It
I'd
is.
eat it. The corn's kind of pointless and like we don't. There's no nutritional
for
value in
texture.
Yeah,
corn.
I was gonna
Zero.
say it's just that
Zero. It's
It literally
100%
comes out the
texture.
same way it goes in. Like, there's no nutritional
fun.
energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't it crazy
Yeah,
to think
right.
that like South America, like full South American like civilizations lived
Lived
off
off
of corn,
which
like,
has zero
nutritional
nutrients.
value. It's like, what are we doing here? But anyway, yeah, go on.
No. So we started doing vegan things. So we tried a bunch of different stuff. Actually, I really like tofu, but it has zero taste.
It literally just takes on whatever you cook
Yeah.
it, right?
absorbs.
So you put a little barbecue sauce with it. Now you got yourself. Yeah. So it tastes like nothing. But had a bunch of the different types of meats and some of the Beyond Burgers and that. But that stuff's weird. It's like having raw hamburger.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but it doesn't taste bad. It
Right.
just looks weird. But ever since then, I really am not that turned on by hamburger or steaks anymore.
Really, just beef in general.
Just beef in general. I'm not, and a little bit has to do with all the stupid documentaries I've watched about how much
Forks
the
over
cattle
knives,
industry
yeah.
in mass is
Yeah.
destroying our planet. So a little bit that's in my head. A little bit of just, it's not the greatest for you.
Right.
There's
Yeah,
a lot
red
of
meat's not
fats.
good for
Yeah,
you.
red meat
Yeah.
is not good for you. So that adds to it, as well as it. Here's a little funny thing: pancakes. I love the multi-grain. The more crap you can shove into it, the better I
The
think
texture,
it is.
like, you like the texture of it?
Same thing with a hamburger. You get a black bean burger. It's got beans. They could throw all sorts of veggie, like crunchy veggies in it. It's like getting a hamburger with a bunch of stuff shoved in it as well. And it tastes pretty stinking
so
good.
here's what I'm
like
gonna
it's
do.
not like it's nasty or it tastes like you're eating a thing of lettuce.
I don't want to commit to this. I'm like, next time
Yes,
we go,
I was
next
gonna
time we
say,
go,
when was the
I
last
will
time you-
try. But I won't. I don't think I have peanut butter and jelly bacon burger
with
with a bean burger. I know
off,
you stop.
Don't
no
do what
no.
you're about to do, and that is eat a peanut butter and jelly. It's the most disgusting.
That is not
hamburger combo
true. You
of all
shut your
time.
mouth. It is not.
Literally, I vomited from it. I
know.
literally vomited.
Prickly pear jam, peanut butter on a hamburger.
Oh,
Try and
bro,
make it
so
sound as
good.
good as you want, guys. And this is not coming from someone who hasn't tried it. I
Well,
tried
and
it.
you love peanut butter and
I
jelly.
freaking love PB&J.
But it just doesn't work
That's
for you.
crazy.
It took zero. It took zero selling from the waitress
What was
to tell me this is a
wait?
great combo.
What was the problem? If you had to narrow it down to like why? Was it the jelly? Could you have done a different jelly and made it better, or was
I
it?
honestly think it was the peanut butter because I don't really have a problem with like if you ever
Did
had
it,
like a
dry
Monte
your
Cristo.
mouth? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Freaking love
It's
it.
crispy.
What
It's
is it?
delicious. It's like French toast with
a Monte Cristo. Yeah, with
Monte
ham,
Cristo. Yeah, with
jam,
ham and jelly.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with mixing
With the jelly
salt
on
and
there.
sweet. I love it. Right, I have no problem. In fact, you know what I'm going to be eating tonight, guys? I'm going to
Peanut
be eating
butter jelly?
No, I'm going to be eating some cookies with pretzels.
Oh yeah.
Pretzel cookies.
Yeah,
I freaking love them,
dude. Pretzels and chocolate, my favorite.
So I think what it really was the peanut butter, and I love peanut butter. It was the peanut butter with the ground beef and the jelly, and it
Just that combo,
So
gotcha.
did
you
not
wouldn't
work.
even try it again. It was so bad. Like, could you try it with like? Because like,
It's like
there's
your
a
cane
place.
sauce. I bet it's kind of.
Oh,
makes
that's
you think,
true.
like,
Actually, because I
cannot
can't do
the
cane sauce. We talked about this
anymore.
because I've thrown it up, and now since I've thrown it up, I'm like, I can put it up. I can eat it, but it's not what my kids are like. Oh, it's the best sauce. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I'd rather have Chick-fil-A sauce by the gallon poured in my mouth than to have a taste of that, dude.
So I think this is what I do. I'm not paying for it ever again.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
never
fair.
going to go to a place and be like, all right, that's what I'm ordering as my entree when they cost $16.
Yeah.
That's never happening again.
to stomach it down.
But if someone said, hey, you know what, we've got this, take a bite of it, see what you think.
So
I would do that.
There's a
but I
few
can tell you,
places
dude,
that I've had that's different. Like cold beer and cheeseburgers makes a decent one. I've been having a problem with their beef. I don't know. It hurts my stomach every time I go there. I regret eating the burger.
Eating burger.
But like,
Oh, I hate that, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I want to get a cheeseburger. I just want to try it. Like I would have. I'm gonna have you order for me, but just don't tell me.
Dude, I gotta say this though, but isn't like the worst thing when you've gone to a place and you liked it, like, oh, this was a good place, and you go back, and then every time you go back, you're like, one, this doesn't taste the same, and two, I actually like regret going. Like I had this wings place, I freaking loved going, and then it just like one day I left, and I'm like, I regret going. I didn't taste good. I wasn't satisfied. I feel kind of gross right now. And then that happened like the next 4 or 5 times I went, and I haven't gone back since.
Yeah.
Chasing that dragon.
I guess that's what it was. And I hate it because like you're talking about like cold beer and cheeseburgers. I've been there twice, I think.
Yeah.
One time with you guys, and I'm going to say one time with somebody else, but I don't recall. The one time I definitely remember was when I went with you guys.
Yeah.
And I remember walking away back, hey, it was a good burger. And I haven't gone back since.
So, dude, their nachos are
Yeah.
what do it for
You
me.
get it all
They
the
have
time.
an appetizer nacho, and I don't need the meat on it, but I don't know what it is. But for when you're on I'm on a really strict diet, right? So when I get that cheat meal, there is a lot going on that plate. Where you get a taste of everything. You get some guac, you get some sour cream, some jalapeno cheese. So you're just like, I'm like, dude, it is. We love. If I could get the appetizer from there and then go get my pizza where I go get pizza at, I'd be very happy. But I can't, right? So if I go to this place, I have to. I've even gotten there. They have a mac and cheese there that's pretty good, actually. It's
Yeah,
not too bad.
yeah.
But dude, so back to the burger, right? The peanut and jelly. There's a place in Sholo that does it with their prickly pear jam one. There's
Yeah,
one
I was gonna
place
say, that's what
called
I had
the
when I was
House.
up there. Yep.
Oh, the house.
Completely different taste than
he's been
anything
there.
down here.
Okay. I love the house. That
House is
green chili
phenomenal.
burger, big fan.
So
of.
have you been to Persnickety's?
No.
So as you're going into Sholo, instead of making the right to go to Pine Top,
Yeah.
just keep going up the hill a little bit, and it's on the left. Okay, it's only open till like 3. A guy I went to high school.
If
him and his
that.
wife own it. If that, yeah,
Yeah,
it's closed.
like it closes early.
They
Is it
have
before the car dealership?
It's on the top of the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's down. It's like on the slant of the
Okay.
hill. It's right across from the Dollar General, like literally across the street.
Okay.
Dude, they have it's like a habanero strawberry jelly.
Okay.
It's not hot,
I
but
know,
it gives
I
you
know.
the spice.
It's got a
Dude.
spice.
And the jelly comes on the side, so you can put how much you want on the burger. But I'm telling you, I would give it a shot again because as much as you love peanut butter and jelly,
Dude, I'm going to.
I want one right now. Like you and I both could go have a peanut butter jelly right now. But I'm telling you, I think you probably just had. Where did you have it from?
It was.
Yeah, that is what
It
I was
was
gonna ask.
Antlers.
See,
It was. So it's everything else there was good.
where's Antlers?
In Young.
Yeah.
In Young. So this was like it was everything else there was good. I'm telling you, everything else was good. I was the only person that left, and I honestly vomited. Like
Here's
I
the
was like,
problem.
this is
You
so
went to a
disgusting.
place like Antlers, right, which is in the middle of Young, which is a very small town.
Yeah.
Probably not a lot of traffic, or they get a lot of hunter traffic, and they probably never order that burger. So they probably
I'm
don't
telling you,
sell
dude,
a lot of
I
those.
asked the waitress, I'm like, what on the menu is good? And she said, you got to try this. Everybody loves it.
I should go there and try it so we
I
can
was
see
gonna
if
say,
it's really
field
good.
trip.
Field trip, pug show. We're on the trip.
I tell you what, dude, let's take a field trip up to Sholo. Let's go to the house.
Dude.
Let's try Persnickety's. I'm in.
Dude,
Hey.
Persnickety's no joke.
you order it. I'll take a bite and I'll tell you whether or not
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
gonna
eat the
throw
whole
up.
thing. Yeah, dude.
Because
Yeah,
I'm not
telling
spending
you,
$16.
dude.
Something I'm
Persnickety's
gonna throw
is-
up.
Dude, that place is phenomenal, dude. They do homemade bake. I think she's classic. She's from New York,
Yeah.
and she learned to cook there. And she
She moved to
bakes.
Sholo?
Her husband's from there. I went to school and grew up with her husband, and we grew up in the same little Vernon town, so you know everybody, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's phenomenal. But it's just not very big, and it's packed all the time, and it's only open weird hours.
I was gonna say, I think the last time I tried to go, it was closed.
Yeah.
Doesn't it ever shock you when places that have those weird hours are able to make money?
But that just shows you how much they're making.
They must be doing all right.
It blows me. That is one of the things that blows Kara and I away with all the traveling we do. Like we travel to these places and places are closed. Yeah, sunset. I'm like, wait, I'm trying to come get dinner. You're a dinner place. You close at like, how do you make any money?
Not only that, but like, do you just check the Farmer's Almanac to see what time we're closing today? It's like sun's down, 6:43. Showed it up. Like,
Shut
what?
it off.
It's crazy to me
Dude,
the hours some of these places keep. But
Yeah, because
I
there's
guess they're doing all right.
Yeah, they're doing good enough. I mean, there's a couple places here locally that are just breakfast and lunch, and I'm like, how do you guys do that?
Yeah.
Hash Kitchen. Have you ever been to Hash Kitchen? You've never been to Hash Kitchen? Oh,
Where's
we
it
gotta
at?
go there. It's the new one's on Wrecker and Williamsfield.
Okay.
No, those are on the
Yeah.
same. Oh no, they don't.
No,
No,
it's
there's
right there by
something
the
there.
fries.
Oh,
It's
that new fries.
just west of the
Okay.
fries.
Yeah,
Across
yeah.
the intersection. It is a breakfast and brunch only. They don't. I think they close at 2. What, dude? It is a club scene for a breakfast place. There's a DJ on the weekend, like music popping.
Yes.
Dude, the food is giant servings of like their avocado toast you could share with your wife, dude, because it's so the brioche toast that comes out so big. Dude, it is phenomenal. But it's like a party inside, bro. Like, it's nuts. And they close at 2 o'clock, and they are slammed all the time.
Dude, I wish my wife was into going to places like this because I would love to try all these. She's just
Dude,
not.
just come. I'll go with you, bro.
I was gonna
We'll
say,
just
give
go.
us a call.
We'll
We'll
just
just
go.
have to take us on the road.
I want to eat
Yeah, I love it,
anything.
dude.
But yeah, I don't. I'm not a big fan of burgers
Makes
or
sense.
any
So,
of that stuff
so
anymore.
for you, it's
so
really just like beef is just.
it's just
not
a
your thing anymore.
combination of a bunch of things that I.
But beef's lost its flavor to you.
Yeah. It's just there's other options that I feel like are more beneficial for myself and the environment, and so.
Dude, I wish that I had that in my life.
What?
The ability to say, no, there's better options out there. I'd be like, nah, this tastes great. Eat this.
I don't think about the environment for crap when I'm eating, dude. I'm not sorry.
That is the last thing that comes.
I'm trying to figure out why this
brain.
chicken wing isn't roided out and be bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
I want the chicken. They're gonna roid some stuff up. Let's make the chicken wings giant because I'm paying
juice them.
$17 for 10 now. You know, so
That's actually
Don't
one of the
even.
other reasons why I stopped going to getting wings because it's like one of those things where like the cost of benefit. It's
Oh.
like I'm paying so much more money for less food, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to be full when I leave here, which sucks. I love chicken wings, man.
That is very very
so
true.
good. I have them every Friday or Saturday. It's amazing. I can't not.
Who told your dad that WAP stands for wings and pizza?
Oh yeah, that was a great little meme I sent you.
Dude, I laughed so hard. He invited all of his friends over for some WAP.
Oh my goodness.
That was fantastic.
Dude, it was great, dude.
I gotta say though, when she said that, I immediately thought like, oh, I could go for some wings and pizza.
Absolutely, bro.
I
It's
would love to invite my friends over for some wings and
the
pizza.
best cheat meal ever.
Oh, dude,
was pizza and wings, dude. I'm sorry, but we had French fries this time too, and they hit differently. When you haven't had a French fry in a while,
It's funny. I don't eat French fries either, but
Is it? What's the reason for that?
they're super bad for you.
Oh,
So I pretty much,
What about In-N-Out?
I actually
Those are
did
perfect.
That, I actually did that back when I was riding dirt bikes.
Oh, you stopped eating them then?
Yeah, somebody was like, actually another person I knew that was riding didn't eat them at all, and I was like, why don't you? He's like, because I don't eat them. Like, there's plenty of other things to eat. Those are just trash. I'm like, all right. So I stopped eating them.
Gosh, but it's such
I'm like,
tasty
"Yeah."
trash.
But they are amazing. Like, I'll steal one of my kids.
dude.
Oh,
I don't even
like,
care.
no, don't.
No.
I never. So,
I wish I
and I
had
don't
that.
drink soda, so I always order just like the entree.
Yeah.
It's funny, but
So I've actually gotten to the point where I wondered, I'm like, okay, what if I could just drink water? You know what I mean? Just only water, nothing else. And then I'm including no energy drinks.
I'd have a caffeine withdrawal for a while, like a headache for sure. I mean, I put in a lot of caffeine. I could do the rest though. Even with soda, like I only need a sip. Like I just want something different, and then I'm done. I can't finish a 12-ounce can of soda. I don't want to.
I'll be honest, I don't ever want to because for me, when I drink
I
anything
can't.
that's flavored, I will nurse it all day long. Like I'll get my cup, put it with ice,
Yeah.
and I'll just nurse that drink all day.
I pretty much just water and then anything with electrolytes.
Yeah.
So, but I don't drink any soda. I stopped doing that too when I was in high school.
Yeah, I didn't drink.
So-
I didn't drink any in high school. I didn't start
And
doing
then
it until
If I do energy drinks, it's these kind that have electrolytes in them.
yeah.
So
And
and they're
they're not
non-carbonated. Only,
carbonated.
yeah,
No
non-carbonated ones. So Monster does it, and Rockstar's got a
My
couple.
problem with the non-carbonated is I drink them too fast, and then I'm like my eyes are like popping out of my skull because I'm drinking it. Too
I opened
fast.
this one yesterday. So
Oh
yeah,
okay.
seriously,
Nursing
I
that thing.
because
Hey.
I don't drink soda or caffeine that much. So if I do, a couple
say
sips,
this-
and I'm like, yeah, let's
The
go.
great thing about buying something that's non-carbonated is you don't worry about it. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, all day long, no matter. There's no carbonation
Yeah,
anyway.
nothing
Leave that
happens.
can open. Doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, my wife thinks it's nasty because I'll shake up like soda. If they buy like a 2-liter in the fridge, shake it up, and she's like, the carbonation's gonna disappear. I know.
That is gross.
Yes.
I was like, that is gross. Just drinking straight.
It's straight syrup. It's like straight syrup for you.
So I wanted to say that this is something I actually read in the National Geographic magazine a couple months ago, where it said that there's some studies to show that anybody that has even just 2 servings of red meat a week,
Yeah.
which is basically every American,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Your chances of getting type 2 diabetes skyrocket,
Yeah, it's just
which
not,
is insane.
I don't believe any of that crap. I really don't, because all these people that tell you this crap. I mean, I do think there are.
I think
everybody's
that's
different.
part of a bigger diet. Like,
yes.
I think when you're eating that, you're usually eating some other things and doing some other things that
I think
that
that
make it bad,
you with red meat, right?
Yeah.
Is like that's an issue for you, right? Because maybe internally, maybe it gives you stomach stuff. Just in
It's
general.
funny, no, like
So I'm just saying
it's
you
purely just
right for
things
you.
I've learned, and I'm like, you know what, I gotta,
But there are people that will tell you the carnivore diet, which is all red meat and eggs, is the best thing ever. Inflammation's down, all this stuff, right?
Glissmeyer did it for a while,
See,
and he lost a ton of weight.
And that's the thing. Some people, so I think it just, when they read a study that's like, oh, but I'm like, who'd you study? Is everybody's blood type the same or something? Like what?
a bunch of males between this age
like
and
where
this
are we
age.
at here? Like,
What
'cause-
other things are they eating?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like what
exactly.
other things? Because I think it doesn't matter. I mean, we've all done a ton of diets, right? And it all works differently. We've talked about this. Fasting worked for you.
Yeah, I
it
could
didn't
never
do anything
I know.
for me.
Anytime you talk about fasting, I'm like, no, I can't go more than an hour
Yeah,
without
like,
eating
yeah, I
something.
need
I'm
to
a
eat.
person that eats every hour, and it's usually just little snacky stuff. But I am
Dude,
always
I'm at
eating.
3 hours right now since I ate. My stomach is hurting. Like I'm like
You haven't stopped
I am,
touching
I
your
am,
stomach.
dude. I am so hungry right now.
I thought maybe you might be pregnant.
No,
You're
I'm like,
constantly
God,
like,
dude, I'm
rubbing his belly.
so hungry, dude. But this is the longest I'll go is about 3 hours. But
So I will say that I'm with you on that one where it says like there's different things for everybody. Because one thing that I will say that was different for me when it came to fasting is before I did the fasting, I was working out every morning and I was working out for probably 2 hours. And then I started doing fasting and I got to the point where I was just so tired in the middle of my workout that I stopped working out. And I stopped that entirely. So was I losing weight because I was also losing muscle mass? I mean, maybe. But I will say I lost a lot of weight. And while I was fasting, if I wasn't working out, I felt great. It was very easy to do. It wasn't hard at all. And it was only hard when I wasn't busy. So that wasn't hard. But once I stopped doing it and I started eating again, working out got easier for me. And this is where I'm saying that's for me because you'll talk to we've said this. You'll talk to bodybuilders that say they only work out fasted. That's the only way they do it.
fast in the morning is the best way you can do it. A lot of guys will do it. I used to do it all the time. Now I've learned. For me, I like to eat before, and I like to eat real food before and after. I used to be a protein shake afterwards guy.
Yeah.
No, I want real food. Like I want chicken and rice after my meal. And that happened with the trainer I have now last year. Usually it was a shake and an apple, some BCAAs and some stuff. And then I started eating rice and chicken, and I'm like, did I just feel better after I eat or after I work out when I eat real food?
Your body has something
getting
to-
real protein,
Yeah.
not something that I'm drinking. And I still have a shake later, but right after a post workout actual meal. Oh, dude, it's so much better.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's more just what feels good for me. So it's something I started doing, and then I maybe had a burger once or twice. I'm like, it's all right, but I just feel better not. And like it's a combination of a lot of things. Like I said, even just texture, it's awesome. So
You've seen Parks and Rec, right?
yeah, oh yeah, everywhere.
You haven't. You need to watch it.
can't get past
yeah, the episode where Ron makes
Swanson.
and it's like literally just a burger and a bun.
So there's this guy that's working. He's one of those like ultra crazy
Health nut.
health nut to
Yeah.
the maximum. Like we almost call him like a health hacker, like a body hacker.
Yeah.
He's like constantly looking for the next way of being able to live to 150 years.
That's what he's like. I heard the next human's gonna live to 150. It's gonna be me.
It's me. And he's a fantastic character. It's hilarious. But anyway, so they're having a cook-off where Ron says there's nothing that you could do vegetarian that's better than meat, right? Nothing better. And so they have like this panel. This one guy goes, his process of prepping his burger, which was like, meat-free, was like 18,000 steps.
Yeah,
that he
and he's like
explains
going to all
of
these
them.
different stores and like picking all this different
Yes.
stuff. Yes, Ron goes to the shopping
stuff.
food and stuff.
Yeah, the food and stuff. That's the store he goes to.
It's like
buy
a
his-
hardware store.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so anyway, he gives it the whole spiel on what his meal is with all the different ingredients and the way it was prepared. And everyone takes a bite. They're like, oh, this is pretty good. This is very nice. Yeah. And then Ron comes up with literally just ground beef on a bun. He says, mine is meat on a bun. Put ketchup on it or don't. I don't care. Everybody goes and takes one bite. Oh, this is better.
And he has the guy that
Chris.
Chris that made the vegan burger. Take a bite and he's like,
Oh, yeah, this is better.
This is
This is better.
That happened to me at Costco. I tried a plant-based burger at Costco,
yeah.
and I'm like, I'm going to try it. I mean, I put a lot of ketchup on it because they had it. But I was like, okay, I'm going to try it. So I tried it. The problem was literally right across the aisle was sirloin cheeseburgers. So I had the plant-based. I'm like, you know what? I mean, it wasn't terrible.
It's
like,
okay.
okay,
They're
I
not-
get it.
yeah,
No,
they're
I
not
get it.
bad.
And then I ate one of those sirloin burgers, and I'm like, why would anybody else choose anything else, dude? Like,
There's a couple reasons, but
but I haven't had a black bean. Actually, I think I've had one black bean burger, and I actually didn't mind it. It was like a bite of it or something, because it's different, plant based with like.
yes,
It was really weird. It was like layered weird. Like it just didn't. It doesn't form.
and they're almost like raw. It
weird.
just looks and kind of feels like you're eating raw hamburger.
So one of
that's
the
weird
reasons
part
why
about it.
I'm pretty interested in this is I use Butcher Box for my meat.
Oh yeah.
So
you've
I subscribe to
that.
Butcher Box and I freaking love it. It
Yeah.
really, to me, it might be all in my head, but I feel like there really is a real difference. Okay.
Right.
And in my last delivery, I actually got black bean burgers. You know,
Awesome.
And I'm
talking
not a big
about.
fan of like pre-done burgers. Like I don't go to Costco and buy the bag of
yeah.
patties you just slap on the grill. Like I like to actually mold the
Make
meat,
them
put it
yourself.
together, right? And so this is going to be, pre-molded, ready to slap on the grill. So I'm a little bit hesitant, but hearing you talk about it, I'm like, well, I'm going to give it a shot. See what it's all about.
I remember the bean ones being better, and from the plant based, like they're just
Yeah.
it's a whole different texture. It just again, I'm not picking either one really, but I mean, but if I was good, but I do remember the black bean one just being better, and I can't remember where I had it or if it was a bite of yours even, like
It's
just
funny.
to try it.
It's funny when I was growing up, my little sister had like this little stint of being vegan, that she wanted to be vegan or whatever. So my mom would always have to buy her black bean burgers, and we'd make so much fun of her. And I'm like, no, I'm not eating that garbage. And now that anywhere I go, if they have the option, that's what.
What
I'm
if they
getting.
don't? Will you just eat a burger or you just get chicken?
I'll get something else. Yeah, chicken or
Mozzarella sticks, whatever.
I'll get mac and cheese.
The kids menu. Yeah,
there's always
Hey, but you and I are both
Pizza.
we are both equally picky about mac and cheese.
Oh, we
So
are.
like for me, like going to a restaurant, I'm like, no, if you don't have real mac and cheese, don't bring it near me.
if it has less than 3-4 cheeses, no.
It's not real mac and cheese.
But can we? But Kraft cheese, would you eat Kraft macaroni and cheese like out of a box?
Will I?
Yeah, like do you
I
like?
will.
It's a
Do I
staple
like
of my
it?
childhood.
Okay,
That's with some hot,
Okay,
as long as it's got hot dogs in it.
Oh, absolutely, bro.
right there, dude. That's when you make gourmet.
Yeah,
That's yeah. I will say to me, that's not so much one from my childhood because we never ate that as a kid. But you better believe I ate a ton of that on my mission.
On your mission?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
yeah.
gonna
And
say.
like I
on your
said,
mission.
gourmet with the hot dog. Dude.
Yeah.
Or you got real crazy, throw some bacon in it with it.
Yeah.
Bacon and
high
hot
rolling,
dogs.
all
high
day.
rolling.
That's amazing.
So Costco has this stuff called Zoodles, right? It's like I know, but it's the name of the brand is Zoodles, but
Sounds
it's
like
mac
some
and cheese
Snoop
in a
Dogg
box.
is really pushing out there.
But it's a healthier noodle. It's got 15 grams of protein. Like it's
dang.
it is so good. It's hard to explain because the cheese is different. It is super orange, like not like a yellow orange. It
lot
is
of dye in
super
there.
orange, man. So you're like, if you don't mix it right, you're like, this looks really orange, but it is actually really good, dude. I have some at home. I'm telling you, I'll give you your box, dude. It's pretty dang good, dude. And it's
All
a
right.
healthier option, apparently.
Well, I gotta say, man, I enjoyed talking to you about this because now I feel like I'm all right. I'm really gonna bust out those black bean burgers and
Yeah,
test it
no,
all
give them a
out.
try. It's one of those things where I love food. I'll try anything. So I would warn you, don't do vegan cheese.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh,
That's
wait,
like
though,
the
boogers.
cashew cheese. Have you ever had cashew cheese?
Yes, but it's
So, dude, we
Still
made this.
kinda gooey.
I don't know. Do we made this in the
Did you
Vitamixer?
make your own?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we went through this whole 30 diet thing when I was doing
I remember
75
that.
hard a couple years ago, and one of the meals we made was it's like a hamburger. It's basically for me it was like a hamburger in a casserole. Like it was like hamburger
okay.
casserole. Of like
Yeah.
it tasted like you were eating a burger, but you didn't have a bun and stuff, right? It's really weird. But the cheese was made of cashews.
Cashew cheese.
You used a active yeast thing, let it sit, and you put. Dude,
out.
hated it. No.
Not trying this.
Listen, no, I hated that I liked it because I was like, no, I will eat plastic cheese, American cheese,
American cheese.
Kraft singles.
But it was really good, actually. Like you knew you weren't eating cheese, but you didn't think it was cashews.
No, I got a pizza that was completely vegan, and it had the cheese on it, but it was boogers.
No, this was
I
not.
was like, I can't do this. I paid like $25 for this personal pizza in California, and I had one bite, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it anymore.
Dude, yeah, no, this was, you made it in the Vitamixer and you poured it all over. It's like a nacho cheese. Dude, I'm telling you. That and cauliflower mashed potato, instead of mashed potatoes, use cauliflower.
Yeah, that's really good.
I actually have heard positive things about that.
And cauliflower gravy. Making gravy out of cauliflower? That's a thing. Oh, yeah.
Cauliflower.
Well,
So
I was going to say, with all this talk about cheese,
I'm hungry.
all right, you cheese bags, stay fresh.
Big gulps, huh?
Nighty-night.
The JJ and Pug Show theme song was written, composed, and performed by Lane Hartman. Special thanks to Highland Communities for all the support given to our show. You can find the JJ and Pug Show podcast wherever you do listen to podcasts. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Remember to share the show with your friends and family and subscribe wherever you do listen. If you're able to, please feel free to support us by sending a donation to us by going to ko-fi.com/the JJ and Pug Show. That is ko-fi.com/the JJ and Pug Show. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for all the support, whether that is by simply listening, whether that is sharing it with a friend, or giving us that sweet, sweet cash. We truly appreciate it all. Thank you so much.